What's up, folks?
What's up, guys?
Hey, hey, go, go.
So in every video that we make, I'm usually eating something or drinking something.
We don't have an intro. We don't even know what to do. So don't mind the wall. It's getting peeled down because it's getting repainted. But what's up? And it is so cold, man. Like the weather just like dropped. But that's normal in Ohio. But it's October. But I guess that's normal too. But whatever. It's just cold. And I got this hat on because my lace ain't right, and I ain't feel like gelling it down and all that stuff. So
I got a hoodie on. I normally don't wear a hoodie inside the apartment, but I was eating some ice cream, so I got a little bit cold. But hey, it's all good, right? So we were gonna talk about a few things tonight. I'm not 100% sure what Tanya had in mind.
I told you.
I mean, like I said, not 100% sure, but...
So, okay, we were supposed to vlog because we were supposed to go out of town this weekend. Plans, we were supposed to go to Maryland for our family getaway. That didn't work out. It was way too cold out there to have the kids, and then everybody except for Carlos literally just got over a cold. So then the babysitter was sick, so we didn't. Yeah. It was just one thing after another. So long story short, between Friday and Sunday, we just spent the day between going out, eating at home. We went shopping and just like had like a nice family weekend with us, and then with the kids. That's what we did. And then yesterday I had my checkup. As of today, I am 25 weeks. And I believe 4 days. Yeah, 25 weeks and 4 days. My pressure was up a bit, but then it dropped back down. And I think it was high yesterday because I was very, very irritated. And I was hungry and my head hurt. And normally when that happens, whether I'm pregnant or not, my pressure is going to be, I was very irritated. But I was cool, had something to eat. I just listened to some like soft music, like just calm myself down. I was cool, so it wasn't hot, so I'm good on that part. So and another thing is we wanted to do the video on our labor and delivery with Mel. I know it's like a year later, but I promised y'all a video. We actually uploaded a video, but we took it down because the lightning would look disgusting, and then the kids was just kept running around in their diapers and stuff. So I was like, we wasn't gonna post it.
Like this apartment's nice and all, but just the lighting in here is really not adequate. It's like not really enough.
This on this phone it looks better, but my other phone it looked kind of dark.
Well, the apartment period though, because like
it's dark.
Even
period.
if we do put in brighter light bulbs,
yeah,
it just doesn't really light up.
I think we get the best light when the sun is out and the curtains is open, but it's fall now, so we ain't gonna see no sun until next year. But we gonna get into the video. I'm gonna tell y'all everything. We gonna tell y'all everything, play by play, and boom. Let me eat this one. Oops, let me eat this right quick. This one too. And that was a piece of I'm gonna eat this right quick too. Okay. I stuffed a lot in my mouth. I gotta chew this down. Okay. Almost done. Y'all ever eat something gets stuck in your teeth and you try to get it out before y'all drink something? Current situation.
But I was off the last few days from work. I took like a whole week off. Every single day that I was off, it rained.
And every single day that he was off, the girls, none of the kids wanted to be by me.
I don't know what to say. I ain't doing anything. What? I ain't do nothing. I don't know.
I'm gonna drink this and just let it sit right there.
I don't know what it is.
Sit there right there. Looking right at me. We're about to get into this video. So, it all started 1978.
It was all
Oh, no. I'm just playing. Stop. Go to bed. It was, okay. It all started, okay. It was August 1st. And it was somewhere between 12 and 4 o'clock, okay? So.
What, AM or PM?
Oh, I'm sorry, PM, like in the afternoon, okay? Sorry, thank you. So I was in the room, my room, getting the kids' clothes together, getting a overnight bag and clothes together and stuff, right? Getting my stuff together because I had the girls' stuff together, but I kept taking stuff out the bag. So I'm in the room getting stuff together, watching videos and stuff on YouTube, and then I stopped, okay? And went to go make lunch because at that time, that's when you was going to lunch at 2 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
So I made lunch like around 1:15. I just made burgers and stuff, cheeseburgers. By the time he was home, they were done, stuff like that. So everybody, we ate cheeseburgers for lunch. And about a few minutes later, maybe about an hour or so later, it had to be about an hour or so later. And I don't know if y'all remember when I was telling you guys I was having abdominal pain, like up here. And I had to go to the hospital a few times, but that pain came back. Like, I was bouncing on the ball because in my head, I was like, okay, maybe it's because of how I was sitting up because I was contracting in between as well. So coming to think about it now that I got my gallbladder removed, because they told me anything like with grease, like heavy food, could trigger the pain. So that take me back to like maybe when I ate that hamburger, that's what caused that pain to like trigger. So anywho, so I called one of the nurses. She just told me to go to the hospital. She said it might induce you because at that moment I was literally exactly 37 weeks, maybe 37 weeks in a day. So I went to the hospital. She said if they induce you, you'll be all right. Don't worry. Just call me when you get there. Get settled. So okay, Jeremiah, he actually got the kids' stuff, finished getting their stuff together, I think. And then I called my dad so he can get JJ. I called Carlos so he could come home. Then I called my sister to let her know that I might have to get induced because that pain came back. So my dad came and got Jay. We dropped the girls off at their godparents' house. And then we went straight to the hospital. When we went to the hospital, Carlos stayed. I had just had him stay in the car because I'm like, I don't know if they're going to let you up right now because, visiting hours were...
It was that whole it's the whole COVID pandemic thing.
Yeah. So I told him to stay in the car because I didn't know if they was going to let him in at the moment. So one of the nurses got me registered, got me settled, set me up to the machines and all that stuff. While I was having abdominal pain, I thought I was contracting. So I'm like, is it okay if my husband come up? She was like, yeah, that's fine. But once he come in, I asked him, when he come upstairs. No, I asked him if he could come up. She said he can come up, but it needs to be before 7 o'clock because it's before 7 o'clock or after 7 o'clock. They might not let him in. So I'm like, okay, so if he come up, should he bring the bags with him if that's the case, just in case they wind up inducing me? She was like, I would bring the bags in just in case because I'm like, he's like, well, he don't want to bring the stuff up and then we don't stay. My blood pressure was high, of course, so I wound up getting induced. At that moment, they checked me. And I was like maybe 1.5 centimeters dilated. But how they count their centimeters, it's like how dilation is like they'll like say you're 3.5 centimeters dilated. They're not gonna say you 3.5 centimeters. They're gonna say you like the 3% this and that. I'm like, just say what I'm like, what does that mean? Like I never heard of that. They're like, well, you're dilated. But anywho, y'all get the point. So at some point, when I got settled and the pain was still going on, I had pain for like maybe 4 hours straight. They didn't give me no medicine. I don't know, like between the prayers and me I was calling on Jesus so bad, it just felt like something just like lifted off of me. And I was like, okay. And I'm like, I don't know. The pain was so unbearable. I'm like, I'd rather be in labor or feeling contraction than this crap right here. And I wouldn't wish that on nobody. I would not wish that on nobody. Long story short, I got induced. By the time they sent me to labor and delivery room, I was 3.5 centimeters dilated. And at this point, I'm not in pain. And I'm having contractions by myself. Like my body automatically just started having contractions. But I was contracting before I even went to the hospital. Way before that pain came in, I was already contracting. So they hooked me up. What? We have a visitor. Who is that? Okay, that's Gabby. Come here. You want to sit with me? Okay, we was trying to record while they were going. Don't worry, you guys. Melody actually way more than she does.
That's the funny part.
That's the funny part. So she's picking up hers like picking up 2 bottles of water. So she's very light. Okay. So, yeah. So they induced me and they told me they was going to put me on some magnesium, which I absolutely hated, to bring my pressure down. So I'm sleeping. I'm pretty much in labor. Well, I wasn't in labor, but I was contracting by myself. So I don't know if you want to consider that labor or not, but I still got induced once the magnesium was all the way in my system. Mm-hmm. So I went from a 3 to a 5 centimeters in like an hour. And then I wound up going to sleep after they gave me the Pitocin because I was taking too long. I was like dilated at 5 centimeters for like 4 hours. Just about. I could be wrong. I just know like Melody was here by 9 o'clock? Mm-hmm. 9. Was it 9?
9, 10-ish, something like that.
Yeah, she was.
It was after 9:30, I think.
It was? Well, yeah. So I was dilated at 5 for a while. But I was still contracting on my own. Like my contractions were...
No, you know what? It was after 10 o'clock because I remember them saying 6 o'clock they were going to come in and do your induction medication.
Oh, let me tell you what made me mad, okay? What made me mad is I'm in labor. They at some point I'm in active labor. Well, I wasn't about to push the baby out, but like I was dilated enough for them to be like, okay, she's in labor. And I was at 5 centimeters for like a few hours. The doctor did not come downstairs to break my water. Mm-hmm. It literally took him like 2 hours to come downstairs. So the nurse, I ain't gonna say what she did because I can't, but she, after some point, he finally gave her the okay to break my water. And then I was really mad. I'm like, why won't he just break my water? I'm like, if he breaks my water, if he breaks my water, I could have went into labor and Melody would have been here earlier than what she was. But she came out healthy and fine. That's all that matters. But what I was about to say, I'm about to say something before that. Yeah, that's what made me mad. And then on top of that, I was able to get up and move around because with the magnesium, I had to be in bed literally for a whole day. Long story short, I wound up going to sleep several times. I'm like, this was the easiest labor ever, minus the fact that I was on medication because of my blood pressure. She came out pretty easy. Like, my contractions did not hurt, literally, until I was fully 10 centimeters dilated. That's when all that pain and all that extra screaming stuff came in. I'm like, I just want to push her out at this point. So, she came out healthy. She was 5 pounds, 10 ounces? Yep. 5 pounds, 10 ounces. And she had a head full of hair. And she looked just like Carlos. She looked just like him. And that was that. I was still in bed for about for that whole day. So I couldn't get up. They had me on a catheter. Couldn't go to the bathroom. They didn't want me standing up or doing nothing until for like a whole day, because with that they say people, they'll get up and then they'll immediately fall, or they get like feel the nerves to pass out, or they feel lightheaded. So after I was able to get up, my legs did feel weird because I never just literally sat in bed all day. So it felt like my legs was kind of rubber, but I was able to balance and stuff. on my own. And then I think like maybe 2 days later, we was able to go home. And that was that. So that's our story.
Between Amaria, Gabriella,
bed.
and Melody, every hospital experience has been a little different.
We had the same nurses though. It was funny because some of the nurses was like, "You're back again. I thought you was done with kids." Because that's what I said every time I gave birth. So some of the nurses, they was like, "Oh, you're here again." They recognized our faces, but it was
we had the same nurses. I think we almost had like the same room, pretty much. I think.
All the rooms look alike, but with Maury, I think we had the same room.
Yeah,
I think we did. But with Gabriella, I remember we was not being greedy because everybody know I'm greedy. We were closer to the refrigerator. Oh. Like you open the door, you can just walk straight to the room. I mean, straight to the little kitchen area or whatever.
Yeah, like every pregnancy, every labor, at least to me, like it felt like we had a different experience at the hospital.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, it is a different, like, it's a different child and all, you know.
Well, I know what you're saying. It's just like different stories, like same setting, different story.
Yeah.
Mari, let's see. Jeremiah, my labor was the longest. Mari's was the quickest. No, was the quickest. Gabriella's was the worst. Melody's was the easiest. And I'm praying this one be simple and easy. That's what I'm praying for.
I'm pretty sure it will be.
With this one, I have a feeling. Sorry. With this one, I think. I've been having pregnancy, but I forgot what I was about to say. I just pray. I know what I was about to say now. I'm almost 100% sure, positive that I'm going into labor on my own. And prayerfully, y'all be praying for me, please. I want to go into labor on my own, and I want my blood pressure to stay down. I think my blood pressure is up when I'm very agitated, and it's always the days I have to go to the doctor's office. Any other time, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Got crap all over my face. That's all we wanted to talk to you about. Oh, what happened after that? That was it. One of the doctors made me mad before leaving now because they kept banging on the door. And this one doctor, I was getting ready to go home. He told me, well, you have to stay because your blood pressure was. I'm like, no, I'm going home. I'm like, if I stay here one more night, I'm going to go crazy. I'm like, I'm tired. I'm like, I know what I need to do to get my blood pressure down. I'm like, the medication that you're giving me is doing nothing for me. He had attitude. He said, well, you're going to die. If you die, don't come back here. You can get any treatment. We can't treat you. I'm like, the stuff that y'all giving me is not even working. They told me one of the nurses nearly forced me to take a stool softener. And I told her I didn't need it because I pretty much did the number 2 by myself when I was, when we were in the hospital. So she was like, well, I can't leave out until you take it. I said, well, I'm like, okay. And I just stood there. I sat there. She said, well, you have to take it. I can't leave out until you take it. I'm like, so you forcing me to take something that I don't want to take at the moment? I'm like, I already pooped, so what do I need it for? It was that and the iron pill. The iron pill I had no problem taking because my blood was severely low because I lost a lot of blood with Melody. I lost a whole lot of blood. They told me, with the nurse who delivered me, she said it looked like I had a hemorrhage. Mm-hmm. And she said it looked like I was hemorrhaging blood because I went through pads and like every few minutes. And every time I was cramping. Every time I was cramping or felt like a contraction, I was leaking blood. So I lost a whole lot of blood. So they told me to stay up on like that stuff right there. But other than that, it was cool. Like I was able to go home, be with my kids, see my little family, stuff like that. It was nice. I was just like, with this one, go to bed. Your nose. But that was it. That's my story. I don't think I left anything
I just
out.
think that when that doctor walked in the way he did and said what he said, if it was me from like years ago, that would have turned into a whole different scene. But hey,
it did turn into a whole different scene because I told him I was ready to go. And now he's like, well, if you want to go, you got to sign some papers. Bring them papers here so I can sign them. I went home. I felt great.
like if it was me, I would have turned that whole thing to something different.
I did.
But for the sake of my wife, just giving birth,
I felt good.
Daughter, you know.
Every time, the last few times that I've given birth, you wouldn't even know that I had a baby because I got up. And I'm not bragging or nothing. That it's just, I don't know, between with JJ and Maury after I gave birth, I was sore. I needed to lay down. I needed ice packs. I needed painkillers. I was sleepy all the time. But with the last two, I felt great.
Like even with Mari, like Mari was born and like maybe a few hours later you were like, so what we doing?
I was sore. I was sore and I was very sleepy. Like for those who did come to the hospital when I was pregnant after Mari was, I hope y'all ain't take it personal that I was ready for the company to leave. I just wanted to go to sleep. My body was sore. My nipples were sore. Every time I breastfed, I was cramping. I'm like, oh, I was excited, but I was just like, I'm tired already. But after that, I was cool. Like with Gabriella, it was just irritating because one of the nurses just kept coming in the room. She just kept coming in the room just to nitpick. Well, she needs to be eating more. I know that. Are you going to feed her? Can she sleep? I'm like, we're good in here. You can leave now. And she just kept saying, I'm like, Mary had a little lamb. Can you please go? She was really getting on my nerves. I'm like, are they supposed to do that? Like, she was getting on my nerves, like for real. But the last nurses that we had, they were nice. They knew who I was when they saw the last name. She's back again. I'm like, yeah, baby, I'm back.
But at this point, I think I'm just ready to hold baby boy. You know.
I'm just playing. This is the last one. I felt like if it was a girl, then we would have been in trouble because God showed him or told him we was having a boy not too long ago. But when he told him that, it was crazy. We was at each other's throats.
Wasn't this before we found out he was pregnant?
This was way before we found out we was literally at each other's throats. It looked like it was the end of our marriage, and I'm like, we praying, crying, praying. Upset, not giving an F. I'm like, and then he come home. Oh, I meant to tell you what happened at work. I heard God told me when I was at work. So you want a boy? Like you're gonna have another boy? I'm like, that's not what I told God to talk to you about. I'm like, we ain't saying nothing about no. I did not. I'm like, okay. I'm like, if it's in His will, it's going to be done. Regardless of what we want or what we don't want or how we feel, what we feel. And I'm not trying to sound like ungrateful because I'm excited about having a big family. And I said in my other videos, like I don't look at the negatives about having a family. I look at the positives. My family's growing. My son is doing better. Their relationships with each other, it's like a love-hate thing. I like doing our family outings. I like doing our little family getaways. We go shopping, like little stuff like that, like traditions that we started doing. I like stuff like that. I don't look at the negatives. I try not to focus on the negative. So I'm excited about having another one. I did not know it was going to be this soon when he gave him that word. I'm like, okay. I was very, very scared at first, but now I'm just like, I can't wait to hold him. I can't wait to see who he's going to look like. Like, of course he's going to have his own person, like his own face and whatever, but I want to know like who he's going to look like between me, Carlos, or one of the kids, whatever. So I'm excited. I'm happy.
Gabby and
everybody say Gabriella and Melody look like twins. I don't see it. Maybe because we are always around them. I think Melody looks a lot like Maury.
Yeah.
Certain faces she makes, she look like Gabby, and I think Gabby kind of favors JJ a little bit, and then Melody, she's just a mixture of everybody from, I guess, but she got his lips, so a lot of times she does stuff, she looks just like him. So I'm excited. We already picked out him an outfit. We went Sunday after dinner. We went to the mall. And then we went to our store where we get the kids' clothes from. And then we found an outfit. Well, it's just like a onesie, but it's really cute. Y'all get to see that when I pack our bags. When we get ready, I'm going to do that. And it's just so cute.
Might be in a couple of weeks, maybe a week or two.
When we start packing?
Yeah.
It's going to be sometime in December. No, once I'm 25 weeks, I'm almost 26. So once we get somewhere between 32
so end of December,
and 35.
January.
Yeah, like mid-December, maybe before Christmas, we'll pack our bags. Or I'll probably do it after Christmas. Yeah. Yeah, I'll do it after. I'm going to show y'all. I'm going to do my bag, like, as I'm packing. Like, I'm going to have everything set out and then show y'all what I'm taking to the hospital. Because you don't need that much stuff, because they got a lot of stuff there. But it's the winter time, and this is our first time having a baby in the winter. So, we took our family pictures. So,
yeah, we're waiting on those to come back.
Yeah. What color y'all think we wore? If y'all guess the color, and the first person that gets it, you can be my friend on social media. I'm just playing. I think I told him what color we wore, didn't I?
Okay.
I don't think so. Well, stay tuned. We'll be right back with these messages. No, I'm just playing. But no, they came out really nice. We were able to see a few of them. And I think I love our pictures from last year or the year before last, whatever year we gave birth. But they came out very, very nice, 20 times better than last year. Like our ones I absolutely love the ones from last year. But these ones, I was like, oh my gosh, look how we look. And it was funny because he was holding Melody in the picture, like how he held Gabriella. I'm like, just think about it, nearly 2 years ago or about a year and a half ago. He was like, this was Gabriella. And you can tell, like Jeremiah got tall. Maury, she got her full face, like her features came in. Melody's actually walking, and Gabriella, she's like just a big girl. I'm like, wow.
A big girl.
Like, I almost cried. I almost got teary-eyed after we saw him. So now we're getting ready for a baby shower, the holidays, and baby's arrival.
Say hi. Say hi.
This is some good water. The best time to drink water is when you really thirsty, and then it tastes like, oh, the best. Yeah, so that's it, you guys. Stay tuned. So I wanted to do a video because I'm like, I never told them what happened in the hospital with Mel. So next video, I don't know. We'll probably do it this weekend, and I don't know. We don't know.
Well, no, but we'll let you guys know.
Keep you posted.
For those that follow us on social media. Like always, I'll let you guys know either an hour or two or whatever it is that we'll be going live or we'll be sharing a new video.
Yeah. I've been going live a few times because the kids be doing and saying some random stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And people don't be believing me when I be telling them. I'm like, all right. y'all can see for yourself. So I'll go live and let y'all watch us. Like, so.
But I go back to work, so I got to see how this whole week is gonna pan out. Cause it's about to get really busy with the holidays coming up.
I'm about to go to bed, so I'm gonna let y'all know how that playing out. I'm not sleepy, but I want them to go to bed. So.
But say bye, Gabby. Say bye. Say bye to everybody.
Say good night. One cookie? One Baby Shark cereal? Say good night. Say good night. Say good night, girl. Say good night. Okay. You want to blow a kiss? Blow a kiss. She just woke up. She acting real stank. Bye.